Hi traders. I'm trying to let this hypo play out where we trade lower and lower and lower. So far it's looking pretty good. London just opened. I think it may just be London pre-market. Let me double check that. The time right now in London is 7:04. So, and I think London's market actually doesn't open till 8. Yeah, it opens at 8 a.m. and they are having daylight savings time over there. This is a regular trading hour low, and it's also last week's low that we're pushing through right now. This combine, I'm trying to get it funded. Getting pretty close. I have it set to auto liquidate at 1520. I didn't quite make 1500 yesterday, so I won't be able to get it done today, but a max profit day would be nice. And also have these going. My baby. I named it my baby because this is the one I've had going for 8 weeks, and I've had it down as far as $18 freaking dollars, guys. $18. And I saved it. I freaking saved it. That's big. In my opinion, that's big. $18. Okay, I think I need to kill it at this low, but I don't know. I don't want to see a big bounce back to the upside, I can tell you that much. I think 440 is our aim point, to be honest with you, down here at 400. That's our next week's low, our next month's low. But we are passing it, we are taking out that low. I just want to see how it reacts here. If it pushes on through, I'll let it. But if it wants to pull back, I want to kill it and find a better entry. How are we doing over here on ES regarding this? I think ES, yeah, we're pulling back pretty good. ES is still in RTH. Let's do extended here for ES. So we just took its low. We're bouncing back pretty violently. ES going back to 50 is pretty common. Basically, if we validate that breaker, I've got to kill it. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten this one. Book that profit. I may try to get back in. Not sure. The combine, we're up 1,000. It's pulling back. We didn't even actually hit round number here. We went to 606. But we are validating a breaker to the upside and basically have London's pre-market high right here. And then we pushed down, we took out that low. So I think running back up right now is probably what we're going to do. We may reverse. London's high for ES is right there. revisiting that is likely. And then London low, of course, is where we just hit. And it's actually London's pre-market. But I won't differentiate. I'll put LH for London high. And I'll do LL for London low. And we did try to validate this, but we're working into a fair value gap to the downside as well. And we have pushed up pretty far. I would expect this to go up into the 50 range. Maybe take out the high and then offer lower, but maybe not. Let's look at how we're doing over here. When we took out that low, last time we took it out, we offered quite a bit higher. 170 points to the upside after taking it out the first time. So the possibility of offering back higher here is there. Now here's my deal. I think this is our aim point for the day. I think we push all the way down to here. But we may not do it now. We may come back up, try to get back into settlement. I mean, we're ways from settlement. We're ways. I actually was in a short at 9:30 and I killed it because I just didn't know that we would come down this far tonight. That's 311 points from settlement. Yeah, right here at 930, I was in a short. And I got nervous because we had not taken this high. And I felt like we needed to. And so I killed it. Now we're taking some lows. If we get a reversal pattern here, last time we went up 170 points. Could we do it again? It took us a while to get through this. Wick tire almost stopped me out. My stop was at 90. Almost stopped me out and then ran on down. And that would have been just perfect for the last 2 weeks, is getting stopped out at break even and then the market running on without me over and over and over again. I like the possibility of us offering lower here. The thing about this combine that I've done is I've tried to, I haven't been watching it much. So what I've tried to do is get into a position with small size and not even put a stop loss in. So I'm not focusing on that stop loss. I try to enter at a level where I think price might reverse, and if I'm off by 50 points, so no big deal. Don't think we'll blow it up as long as I'm trading small size. I think this one could offer at least a 50. It slowed down, that's for sure. So here we have, that's a 15-minute chart, 130, 145, 2. So London pre-market hasn't been running that long. who's with me here? We pulled back to the half of London's range here. I don't know how long I'm going to run this stream, guys, because I just got home from working and I'm really ready for bed, to be honest. But I had this trade on since about 10 o'clock, and it was finally materializing into something nice, and so I wanted to get on here and at least try to show you all the setup. We opened here, pushed up, came back down. I ended up taking out this and then ripped all the way back up to the high right there, and then we fell out of bed. Popped that up 170 and then popped it again just now. London's high is here. Where we go from here, we could go either way. We haven't validated this breaker over here. We did on ES. ES, we validated it, and we're sitting right at its top. So we could go either way. I want to see it push further down. Okay, it's looking like it's going to. I'm going to go ahead and jump back in. And this is what I was saying earlier, is I'm not worrying so much about stop loss and take profit on here. I've got this to auto liquidate me whenever it gets to 1520. That way I don't violate the rule of $1,500 a day. And I just let it kind of run. Don't really pay that much attention to it. We're violating the breaker over here. Getting pretty close to it anyway. So I may go ahead and put one on here. We're right at 20. Didn't take 50. We could rip back up to 50. Yeah, let's see. There we go, ripping. That's kind of like a higher low there situation. I think we're going lower, so I'm going to go ahead and sell short there. One. Just one. I could get smoked. But whenever you're selling short, you want to sell at the top of the range, not at the bottom. So even though it's scary to see that candle ripping up, that's where you got to sell it. We still didn't take round number here. We're at 605. So maybe we can at least make it a round number, maybe a little bit beyond. Certainly bearish on the evening, considering we opened here. ES has definitely violated its breaker. Well, not 100%. We need a candle body to close below this low for it to be officially invalidated. NQ never did validate. We still could go either way here. Want it to continue the trend of the evening, maybe at least take round number. If we can get down to round number, I would probably take it off here. We can just hit that. We opened London with a gap down, worked into it. Yeah, this is gonna get me. What I was afraid of. Going back to 50. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Combine, I only have 3 on, so I still think the overall is south. I'm not going to load up and get myself in a jam on it. If we want to rip 170 points to the upside, that's going to put a little pinch on this 1,000. But something you can do is offset it with 5 of these. I just don't know that we're running all the way back to the moon here. We might run all the way to this wick. We didn't officially invalidate this. We did take the low. I've noticed the market is working more off of ES than it is off of NQ as far as algorithmic price delivery goes. Regular trading hours over here. So we took that one. I think we just took this one. Didn't quite get to that one. It is really ripping up though. On that. We left that one. And then down here we have some relative equals. Right there. So how are we performing around that wick right there? See, I could have offset this by buying an ES. Not sure what that's doing there. I don't think we're running back to the moon. I think we're just running this liquidity right here. Possibly London high too. So we just took London high. There we go. Take that one too. This is standard issue NASDAQ right now. We run the lows and then we absolutely rip higher, regardless if our direction is south or not. We're going to go up 100 plus points just for funsies. I'm going to go ahead and sell one more there, and that's going to bring my average entry to 633. We could continue to run up, but just the power of this run is a liquidity run to me, 100%. I'm actually going to sell one over here on this guy too. Right there. You want to sell at the highs. You don't want to sell at the lows. If you believe we're going lower, you got to sell run-ups like this. Now we could continue higher here, and I could get smoked again. But I'm not going to get smoked every time. If I'm right on my hypo that we're headed south, then we're right here at 66.50 on ES. That's a psychological level. It likes to return to it, just like 50 over here on NQ, and round number as well. So we could reverse here, we may not. I'm going to put on a 15-second chart on NASDAQ and see if we get a reversal pattern right here on this one. Yeah, so we wick this high, and now we have a breaker. Not anywhere in sight. Our breaker's way down here on the 15-second chart. Also indicative of a liquidity run. We actually wicked into 700 right there. Could go higher. We could go higher. But we took London high. Significant level. That's pre-market high reading anyway. We actually have a new London high now. I'm going to move this to break even, just in case we decide to offer back up. I don't want to lose any money on the deal. But I would like to see a fall out of bed situation right here. We lost 50 on that last run. I might just let it see if I can get to 50 and take it off, or possibly. I mean, I'd like to see this go all the way to 440 from here, or at least back to 6. 24,410. That's my target. If we're offering higher, we should bounce at these wicks. Second chart's looking real nice. Not quite validated the breaker yet. Back to the London high. Yeah, we bounced. We should reject off of this wick if we're going to offer lower. Looks pretty good. far, so good. Really like to see it finish lower here. Got 27 seconds to do so. Going back to that volume imbalance, that's nothing alarming. I think we could revisit 700 here. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. That volume imbalance is looking inviting to me. Wait for more confirmation that we actually want to offer lower. See how that combine's doing. We're down 400 bucks on it. We could go on another 170 point run to the moon here. See what kind of pattern that ES is putting up here. So we took that high right there. I think we took it. Yeah, we did. That's 52, and it was sitting at 51.75. So we only took it by a tick. Looks like we won it by a little bit more than a tick. Momentum is definitely slowed now that we're here. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and take one more here. We could offer to 7. That'll give us a 5 if we do start pushing back down. At some point I would have to stop the bleeding and just say I lost $1,000 on my combine just now. Back to round number. And we could offer. Could just continue to offer higher here. Last time we hit that, it went up 170 points. Maybe that's where we're going. Maybe we're going all the way back to settlement. Doesn't show any interest in slowing down to me right now. Definitely running some liquidity. I'm going to try to get in over here and make a little money on that ES on the way up. Perhaps. We're going to continue to offer higher. Shouldn't be just a straight loss. Looks like we're reaching some sort of a top here. Man, that was a run now. London Bridge building. Motor scooters. I'm going to take that off. That is a run. To me, this is the London folks saying, hey, we want to get in up here for this push down. We don't want to sell at the lows. So I may be in trouble here on my combine. But I doubt it. On the 15-minute chart, we still have these two to go. That's 700. Yeah, this is a spot to rip up. 131 points. Man, I would have already gotten my max profit if I would have just went along right there instead of going short. But ES did violate, NQ did violate its breaker here. We revalidated it, but only opportunity to enter was here. What you wouldn't want to do here is size up to try to catch a move back down, because this is a pretty aggressive move up, and we do still have these highs to reach for. I would like to see them leave these highs. That's what I prefer, and then start offering lower and make a new low. But I can't really say that's going to happen. Maybe a better idea to offset it and say we aim for those highs. Momentum is definitely slowed for the time being. Are we going all the way back to 6,700? Let's look at a 15-minute chart over here, because I think we're just about to take those highs. We should see some. We took that one already. Would we go all the way to 80 perhaps? This will be a 75% of the week, I think. Oh, this is the bottom. That's the low of last week right there, I do believe. Let's look at that from a weekly, or maybe it's the low of yesterday. No, I don't know what I have that on there for. I think it's the week. So this is yesterday, this is today. Yeah, so this is last week. So that would be the low of last week right there at 73. 25% of last week is there. Dang, they're $1,000 in the hole on this. I'm not taking it off. That's the low of last week that we just poked and then popped back up. We get to 50, 41, 41.50. I would think we would go at least to 50 over there. See what this looks like. $785. That's where a billionaire would want to sell short. We are going to go short again. We want to stay below that. The high of that is 766, so 785 is possible. $66.70 would be the low of last week for ES. Man, that's quite a move. I feel kind of stupid for not taking it long, but the signal on it on NQ was not good. ES, it was okay. Let's look at that 1 minute reversal on ES. Okay, so we came down, made the London low, took out this low, and then we put up this reversal pattern here to the upside. NQ did not look good on this. It violated the breaker. So that would be our breaker to the upside right there. And it's not a bad pattern. Not bad. We did come back down, but we respected the bottom portion with no candle bodies pierced it. Halfway point got violated a little bit, and then we pulled away pretty rapidly. At no point did we really have a pullback far enough to enter until maybe right here, right at the top. So now I'm looking for a reversal pattern to the downside, which would be, here's our breaker as of now, and we would want to push below it with a fair value gap. On ES, the breaker's right here. In which case I would get back into my combine and sell short. But we have not taken that high. We don't have to though. We took all these. From a 15-minute perspective, we took this one, we wicked into that volume imbalance. These can all stay. They're not really that important. That one is the midnight high right here. So this candle here is midnight open, and we went back to it. That's an important level. I'm not sure why, but it is. I know ICT talks about it being important. So we went back to the midnight open. Did not take that high. Appear to be trying to validate a breaker here. Maybe just pulling back to give another opportunity to enter before pushing to 50. Momentum is definitely slowed a lot. But I don't want to be too eager because we could definitely continue to offer higher. I want to see it leave these. As soon as we took that midnight, we pulled away with a a bearish order block here. And we are respecting its halfway point so far. Yeah, it's looking like it wants to continue up right now. Really not saying jump in yet. See if we can take that wick and what happens when we do. And this wick as well. Take it and pop right back up, or we're going to take it and keep going. Sorry, I had to use some nasal spray there. I'm liking that. Just a little. Uh-oh, not liking it anymore. We took it and popped back up. I'm gonna try it. We can get this one to get back to 50. That'll be a nice push down for NQ. Elevator down. We took the elevator up. I don't want to take the stairs down. So far we have been taking the elevator down. This is the first elevator up I've seen. We did go up pretty rapidly when we took that low the first time. Start moving away from here. Can't even get back to round number. Come on. Should get a fair value gap here to the downside if it'll hold. If it will hold. There we go. That's a nice one. Keep going. Let's take it all back. We'll break even here. Just in case. Previous London high was here. London open was there. Always kill it at round number, Potter. You never know how high it's going to bounce back up. So this will be our first fair value gap after that breaker on both indexes. If it holds, it may not hold. But right now we are creating one. Minutes seem like they take a long time when I'm waiting for a breaker to validate. so we finally finished that 1 minute candle. This would be our fair value gap to the downside right here. Making an orange guy. We want to see candle bodies staying good with that. We don't want to see them pushing through. We also want to see a return to it, if possible. We're back to 50 here now. That's where I was expecting to go. Now let's see how it reacts around this. So we're just going to try to get to 50 and pop back up, or we're going to go further south. We're going to take these wicks. See how candle bodies performed with this order block. That's important. Okay, so we're really going to be looking closely at this fair value gap. Do candle bodies respect the halfway point, or are we blowing through it? If we respect it, we're good to go south. We need to kind of let this candle finish to see what is really going to be going on. It looks kind of like it wants to respect it, but this wick right here is concerning to me. It looks like we took liquidity and rebounded. And then we could offer higher. I don't hate that. We just traded through it over here. So now we would be looking at the breaker as a possible contention point. And that breaker is right here on NQ. ES is way up here. That candle just finished. It's right there at the halfway point. We did have a fair value gap getting back to it. I would want to see a decisive push down from here. Try to enter on the next fair value gap to the downside, rather than trying to guess here which direction. I do like the fact that we respected this. I don't like the fact that we left all of this. But if we're going to remain bearish, we kind of need to. I wanted to get back down there and work on my combine, because it is in bad shape right now. This is official London Open now. So we have a London pre-market high and a London pre-market low we can work with. And we could offer back to it. Take it out and then offer lower or continue higher. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these just to offset my combine here. We did go back to the breaker, but I would expect us to take that high. Midnight open again. Okay, good. We took the high. How much higher do we want to go? I'm going to kill it right there. And hopefully we'll offer now to the pre-market low. Could just be inverting this breaker here. Over here, 785 was the number I was looking at for a halfway pullback of the day's range. 785 is going to get me pretty close to being in the hole there. I'm hoping this order block is our new breaker right here, and that we fill this in and continue lower. This is no longer in play. This one really isn't in play either because we already took out that one. It may be in play tomorrow if we go up from here because that's New York session. I'm just getting rid of it because I don't want to look at it right now. This one's no longer in play either. These bricks are saying we're going higher. could go to that 85. That's the halfway point of the day. And that's where, if I was a billionaire, that's where I'd be wanting to sell shorts. That's where I'd put my order. If I was in the mind to take a short. See if I can get a pullback off of those wicks there. May not. I would have liked to have seen it move a little quicker down if we were going to pop those and go. So I'm going to get rid of that one. There was no reaction. It was like nobody had a stop there. No reaction at all. If it was popping stops, it would have popped and pulled back down. Sure wish I would have taken that long. Even on one micro, I'm looking at $400 right there. But it wasn't clean. It wasn't very clean at all. It was just rapid. Very, very rapid. That's the way it's been when we run. I mean, we are just running. I bet my combine's really starting to scream. Down $1,300 on this. Still got lots of wiggle room. I don't want to take it off because then it's a realized gain. I don't think we're taking this whole move back, but we might. I want to see us offer down to here. Finally getting a little pullback right here at the low. That's the low of last week for ES. Be a good resistance. I'm gonna try it here. Oh, I added. That's good. We get a pullback at least to 50. Grab a few points here. fair value gap to the upside. If we can trade through it, I'd be okay with holding on to this for a minute. There's my stop to where I don't lose any money. If it wants to bounce there and continue up, then we get out. But I like this. We have that bearish order block there as the high candle turns red. That's what makes it an order block right here. And we did pull away with a fair value gap, but we are still in the candle that's forming it now. So we can't really call it one yet. But it's looking good. It is looking good. Let's see what ES is doing. Okay, similar order block, trying to form a fair value gap here, back down to the pre-market high. Not hating it. This will be our order block, fair value gap, optimal entry right there at 60. 64.75 would be optimal entry right there. If it remains open. I suspect it might. About to get stopped out over here, possibly. Could go back to the order block. I'm just kind of watch this. I don't like that we're filling this entire thing right back in. But if we can respect the order block, that orange line, and pull away again, that would be good. See how NQ just filled theirs completely in. ES is not quite as aggressive. Yeah, we're going on. Let's see. I like that. I do like that. Back to 50 on NQ. Can we get below it? Could just be ranging here. If we can get a fair value gap to the downside again, maybe back below the midnight open here, that would be evidence that we want to offer lower. We're starting to push a little bit here. That's good. Just took that wick, bounced right back up. Don't like that. London's low. Right there's where we opened. London open. And for NQ, it's here. Right there. Okay, so we are pushing a little lower, getting back below that midnight open. We did have a fair value gap here on ES. It hasn't completed yet. This candle has to finish with that gap remaining, but it's looking okay for some downside here. I'm going to go ahead and hop back in here. I'd like to be in around 50 here. That would get back to that volume imbalance. I may not have the opportunity. This candle's just about to finish, and that would leave this fair value gap here to the downside. So my optimal entry is actually right about there. Go ahead and sell short there and pray that my PD array holds up. Because we haven't really tested that fair value gap yet. This volume imbalance needed to be messed with a little bit. Going back to 50 is what I expected, but I don't like that it's going this high. No, I don't like that much at all. Back to the breaker, the order block. Yeah, I don't like that much at all. Going back to the order block is not the problem. It's that we created a fair value gap to the downside and immediately violated it again. Going back here is actually good. The fact that we didn't go above it is okay too, but we need a hard push. This needs to be an immediate rebalance and preferably finish lower for this to remain bullish and bearish rather. We're back below 50. That's not what I expected right away. I'm going to take this off for a minute. I think this could be a good trade, but it's just scaring me a little. Okay, so we did get pretty much all the way to the bottom of it again. But man, did we ever violate that fair value gap. If we have another one to the downside here, that one should hold up. I'm going to take my risk off. Man, that's a bad spot to enter. I'm going to try to enter. I'm going to wait for a fair value gap. We can bounce right here off of this one. Don't go any higher than 50. All right, I like that. We're entered right at 50, a little bit below 50, but that's okay. We didn't surpass the halfway point of that big red candle, and I like that. Should have a hard push here to the downside, at least to London low, preferably to pre-market low. These lows right here would be a good one to target too. Now we're going back up. Come on now. Nope. Nope. We should not have pushed back above 50 there. It's doing its normal high resistance stuff. What's become normal. And this is looking like we want to push higher to me. I think we'll probably rip down when we go. We got those wicks down there that need to be readdressed. But this got all the way down to 27. And then we rip all the way back up to 65. Come on. That's a big rip. 40 points. I'm taking my risk off. I think we push lower, but you just never can tell 100%. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't like this. Let's see what this combine's doing over here. Well, we're only 900 in the hole now. Right at the midnight open is where we're dancing. I don't know that this is valid at all anymore. I'm going to get rid of it. I accidentally added one more position over here, and now I'm getting further in the hole on every up move. I'm encouraged by the fact that we are not ripping higher. That's what you want to see if you're bearish. You want to see it attempt to push up, find a top, and then fail to get any higher. And it's okay if it tries to go higher several times. You just want to see it failing to do so. Quite the London Open. I mean, this is the first 30 minutes of London. We went up, we bounced off the last week's low, and then we just hang out. The higher up this range you can buy, the better, or sell rather, if we're bearish. We may go ahead and offer higher here, break the range to the upside, in which case I'm about to lose 50 bucks. Certainly looks like it. Yep. And I'm about to lose 72 on the other one. Okay, so London wants to offer higher. Good. My combine is in bad shape. Made a brand new high. That's our breaker. So we took out the London high there on NQ. We just touched the breaker, the order block on ES. I'm going to try one more here. I'm not entering this trade based on what NQ is doing. I'm entering it based on what ES is doing. You know, NQ can definitely color outside the lines. Okay, so that's a done trade. Here we are, definitely offering higher. Now we need to consider on the combine over here, taking an offsetting position here. We've taken back more than half of this rundown. Man, this thing has no downside to it whatsoever. It is just absolutely ripping to the moon. I think I'm gonna have to kill it. think this one's a loser. This looked like a liquidity run to me just because there was just solid green all the way up. And we found a high and started pulling back. On ES, it was even more stark. Just solid green, not a single red candle all the way up, and then stopped. And this is the low of last week. We bounced off of it. I don't know, to me it looks like we're going back to settlement. It doesn't look like we're going to offer any lower. I wanted it to go way, way lower than what we did, and I expected it to. But, I think it will, but maybe not till tomorrow. So I think I'm going to have to just call this a loser. Preserve what little capital I have left in this combine, and go to bed. Gee me, what time is it? 3 o'clock in the morning. Here I am up in the middle of the night. I got to be up in 5 hours ready to trade New York. If we made a new high here, how much would I lose? I would lose $1,800. So I got 1,000 on there. That would leave me $200 in this combine. I would say there's like 90% chance that's going to happen. London wanted nothing to do with anything to the downside at all. It opened and went straight up. This is London right here. Did a little bit of pullback and then zip to the moon. So yeah, I'm going to take this one off. It won't take much to catch a decent trade. I kind of like that candle. This kind of looks like the opposite of that. I don't know. We really don't have any business being in a short position when we took a major time frame low. That's the problem I'm having. I was trading what I thought instead of what I'm seeing. We can break through this, we might have something. Because ES likes to go back to 50. That'd be way down here at London low. It also likes to revisit 80. We'll see. I'll leave it on for just a second longer. But man, my eyes are crossing. I am ready for bed. It'll need to push hard down here. We need to not go back up at all. And we're going back up. Let's see what we're looking like over here. Respected the breaker. Pushed down, made another fair value gap to the downside. Left that low. We did not take that low. say the likelihood of this thing going my way is very slim. One wrong click, one bad decision. No do-overs. Offer back down to 750. Get out of this with a little bit of green. If this was an XFA, I might be willing to. Oh, I would have killed it long ago. I am just not really wanting to stay up and watch this any longer. Filled in the fair value gap again. Respecting that one. We've respected it the entire time. It's got some potential to go further down, I guess. ES doesn't even have a breaker to play off of. It was such an aggressive run to the moon. When we get here, why here? Why do we stop there? NQ took a 4-hour high. May just be ranging here. May not be going anywhere. This is the kind of spaghetti soup I get myself caught up in. I think the likelihood of ripping up is much higher than the likelihood of ripping down. It just doesn't want to go down. It already went down as far as it wanted to. If it could get back to the bottom of that range, that would be nice. But ES has already taken the low of its range. No leave town. When you validate a breaker and it doesn't leave town, it's a bad thing. I'm calling it, folks. This thing is just going to chew up all my P&L. So I had a good night going until I took this trade and did not leave a stop loss in there. Back to the breaker again, still respecting it. NQ has not swept the lows of this range. May not. If it'll get to the lows of the range, I can kill it. I won't have any profit, but I can kill it without. I'll just take this off. I don't see that happening. I see us ripping higher. Going back to settlement. Invalidating this breaker completely. We had a lot of opportunity to go lower and we didn't. ES did. ES went. It took the low of the range. Look at that 15-minute chart. Straight rip. Are we going to take that high and then offer lower? Or take that high and offer higher? I don't want to lose everything I made yesterday on this thing. I'm pretty much there. So I'm getting rid of it. I made 1,500, or I don't know, almost like 1,300 yesterday. And this was a stupid decision to get into this trade. I let it pull back after we hit this low. I let it pull back somewhere around here, I don't know where. And then added when it started going back down. Why did I think it was going to go lower? I mean, I do think it's going to go lower. It just didn't necessarily happen tonight. But man, that was one heck of a rip. I need to just start putting orders down here and just, you know, we went there once, pulled back 170. Went there again, and I mean, that was the bottom. That was the freaking bottom. Oh well. Good thing it's a combine. I did get some money in my, I lost money in this one. I should just go long here, huh? I don't trust it. I think we need to go long, but I think we're going to go to settlement. But I don't know that I trust it. This right here is a really nice level where we stopped in the Asia session. I could try one. What would it hurt? This one's depleted substantially. You know, I don't have a whole lot of room left to wiggle on it. When breakers fail, that means more upside's coming, so might as well just see what happens. But we're almost back to 50 here, and I don't like it when it goes to 50 because it bounces all the way back down. If this one will go to 6,700, we should be able to get some profit out of this other one here. And those are the highs I was talking about right there. That'd be nice. I don't know if we'll make it that high, but it'd be nice if we did. It's right where settlement is, I think. A little bit above settlement. I know where we're going tomorrow. New York. 41, that's where I was long from. Maybe we'll get a pullback to there before we pop that high. Nope, we're not going to. Oh well. Story of my life. We should get a pullback after popping that high, but we probably won't. Didn't take it. This one did. This one didn't. Of course, NQ's got to rip lower 150 points just to go higher. It's 40-point drop right there. 40-point drop. I'm telling you, this contract is so difficult to trade right now. You cannot possibly anticipate how far it's going to pull back before it pushes higher. You can't. There's no freaking way. This thing just rips. Who would have thought it would have ripped back 40 points to continue higher? I got to get out of it. I can't lose $100 on this. That's how I keep on losing, right there. That's why this is at $1,600. A logical path would that we pull back a little, take out that fair value gap, and then this one pops the high. And it absolutely is not doing that. It's going to take these lows. I guarantee it. What a piece of freaking trash contract this is. Well, that's the way it's been. Wrong again. Good thing I was right in the other, in my copy account. I don't think I took any trades over there. At least, well, I was up 260, now I'm only up 212. This is a screw you move right here. Big time. But it's going for these relative equal lows on the 15-minute chart. Get rid of that thing. Right there. Why don't I have the foresight to say we take this high, we fall out of bed, and we take those lows? Why don't I think that way? It's a significant level. ES didn't even take it. I don't know, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. When we rip One direction without a single red candle. Look at that. Not a single red candle. Then we back down one green candle and then up, leave the high, rip lower. I've traded NASDAQ a long time, and to me this price action is extreme for even NASDAQ, and NASDAQ has always been extreme. But this is extreme even for NASDAQ. 20, 30 point pullbacks, those are common.
Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive? Think again. This season, bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon.
But these, like today, we were in a 200 point range all morning. 200 point range. That's extreme for even NASDAQ. And it's not like you have a lot of time to react. That candle right there, not even a single wick. 25 points in freaking London. Why wouldn't I think we take that high and then we rip and take those lows? Why wouldn't I think that? Because we were here forever and we couldn't take those lows? I'm done, guys. I'm done. I may need to take a week off. This is just